Hello there, you're now with me, Shal Shamnato for TVS News at 5. Let's get to the headlines. The Welfare, Community Wellbeing, Women, Family and Childhood Development Ministry has received a total of 2,835 applications for Death Compassionate Assistance or BIK from the next of kin of Kenyalang Gold Card or KGC holders since its launch last year.
Its Minister, Dato Sri Fatima Abdullah said the number of BIK applications received last year was 1,862, while for this year, the ministry has received 973 applications up to March 26th. She said so during the presentation of KGC strategic partner plates at a ceremony held at Waterfront Hotel on Monday. The ceremony also saw the presentation of BIK aid to 20 next of kin of card holders, welfare aid to 5 kidney patients, and KGCS to 5 new applicants. Under BIK, which is one of the benefits of KGC, the next of kin of cardholder who had just passed away can apply for assistance of 3,000 ringgit to help them cover the funeral expenses of the deceased. Fatima said as of March 26 this year, a total of 202,722 senior citizens, or 64.35% of the senior citizen population in Sarawak, have applied for the Kenyalang Gold Card. On the KGC strategic partners, she said the addition of 5 more partners yesterday, including Waterfront Hotel, Everise Plaza Merdeka, Anmas Dental Clinic, Fairhill Food Kingdom, and All Pro Pharmacy, raised the total number of the card's strategic partners to 235.
And the public is urged to adhere to the advice given by the Sarawak State Disaster Management Committee or SDMC by avoiding social gatherings. This includes meeting family members to prevent the spread of the virus.
Continuous cooperation from the public is important to curb the virus outbreak, especially through social gathering. According to a report from SDMC, Jalan Gribit Cluster is a community cluster that was detected in Jalan Datuk Gribit in Lutong. Following that, Lee, who is also the minister responsible for Mirror Division Disaster Management Committee, continues to remind the public to refrain from social gatherings among family members.
Meanwhile, there will be more things to be thankful for this Gawai for Longhouse residents in Poyut and Lubok Nibong areas in Marudi, as piped water is to be supplied before the festival this year.
The 38 million ringgit pipeline project was approved by the then Barisan National Government in 2018, and tender for the project was issued by the Ministry of Rural Development before the 14th general election. About 32 longhouses in Poyut and Lubok Nibong will benefit from the pipeline project.
On to the next update, as Petronas today announced a new oil and gas discovery in the Serong Wang Wildcat exploration well of Block SK405B Production Sharing Contract, or PSC, located in the shallow waters of Balingan Province, about 237 kilometers off the coast of Miri, Sarawak, Malaysia. Wildcat exploration well means the presence of oil in the area has not been proven or fully exploited.
The Serong 1 exploration well was successfully drilled to a total depth of 2,538 meters in February 2021. The discovery of significant oil and gas column exceeding 100 meters within the Oligocene to Middle Miocene sandstone reservoirs. This further validates the potential of Balingan Province, with remaining prospects yet to be explored. Petronas Vice President of Exploration Upstream, Emiliana Rice Oxley, said, the Serong 1 discovery further proves the presence of oil, especially in the underexplored deeper play within the Balingan Province. For the record, PTTEP Sarawak Oil Limited, as the operator, holds 59.5%. Meanwhile, Moeco Oil Sarawak Sendirian Berhad holds 25.5%, and Petronas Carigali Sendirian Berhad, a subsidiary of Petronas, holds the remaining 15% participating interest in Block SK405B.
Hello there everyone and welcome back. Now following the next news, as close to 50 million ringgit has been spent on various research and development or R&D projects conducted by the Malaysian Palm Oil Board or MPOB to enhance the industry in Sarawak.
Deputy Minister of Plantation Industries and Commodities, Dr. Willie Mongin, said from that amount, 14.09 million ringgit was for the development of MPOB research stations in Sesang and Balaga for agronomic studies of oil palm cultivation on peatlands, research grants on greenhouse gas emissions, as well as crop livestock oil palm integration projects. During a dialogue with oil palm industry players and MPOB licensees on Monday, Willy, who is also Puncak Borneo Member of Parliament, talked about the implementation of the R&D projects that had spanned from the 7th Malaysian Plan to 11th Malaysia Plan. Adding on, he said the government had utilized the cess collection for this sector to partly cover the palm oil-related R&D projects in the country. Additionally, the implementation of the new cess rate effective March 1st this year represented an increase to 16 ringgit per ton from 14 ringgit per ton previously. Willy also opined that price of CPO, which surged to 4,247 ringgit and 50 cents per ton on March 15 this year, an all-time high in the history of this commodity in Malaysia. This could be strengthened due to declining stocks, increased exports, and the strengthening soybean oil prices in the global market.
On the other hand, the national R0 value has increased to 0.94 as of Monday. The number, which represents the COVID-19 infection rate, increased by 0.2 from 0.92 last Saturday.
Meanwhile, 6 states have the R0 value, which crosses the 1 mark, including Kelantan at 1.16, Pahang 1.14, Malacca 1.09, Sarawak 1.05, Kedah 1.03, and Penang at 1.02, the lowest COVID-19 infection rate ever recorded since the implementation of the Movement Control Order was on March 3rd at 0.81, while the highest was on March 25th at 1.
And samples collected from the Sanyan cluster in Cebu detected a high rate of positive COVID-19 cases. Now, due to this, the Sarawak Health Department will have to repeat the swab exercise for the cluster.
Its director, Dr. Chin Zin Heng, said at the moment there won't be any more mass active case detection plan for Cebu, but that they will need to repeat the swab exercise for cluster Sanyan. Meanwhile, the active case detection exercise carried out at the Cebu Jaya Tamu Market on March 27 found no new positive cases. However, 7 positive COVID-19 cases were detected out of 150 samples during the mass screening at Durin Basketball Court.
And 5 men and a woman aged between 22 and 51 were arrested by the police for allegedly being involved in drug abuse activities in the budget hotels at the Old Town area around 3 p.m. on Tuesday.
Bintulu Police Chief Superintendent Zulkifli Suhaili said the raid was led by IPD Bintulu Narcotics Criminal Investigation Division Chief ASP Muning Jakung with 7 policemen. Meanwhile, 4 others involving 3 men and a woman were also tested positive for methamphetamine. The 2 men will be investigated under Section 12, Bracket 2 of the Dangerous Drugs Act 1952 and Section 15, Bracket 1A of the same Act for possessing and consuming drugs. Meanwhile, he said 4 other suspects will be investigated under Section 15, Bracket 1A of the Dangerous Drugs Act 1952 for consuming drugs.
And that concludes TVS News at 5. Do not forget to tune in for 11:30 Nightline tonight. Here with me, Shal Shaminator, and I'll see you next time. Have a good evening.